Dr. R here. I want to talk to you now a little bit about aircraft terminology. Last time we talked a little bit about the notion that attitude was important in terms of whether you were climbing or diving on an airplane. We can control that attitude with the control surfaces on our plane. So this is my steps plane that I built years and years ago. And I just wanted to go over the basic parts of the airplane. What are the main surfaces responsible for the different things that happen, and how you control those. So the first thing is the fuselage of the plane. That's the main body of the plane. It carries the passengers and the cargo and stuff. Sometimes in a commercial plane you'll have hollow wings, and they'll actually store some fuel in there, but most of the load and the cargo and stuff of the plane goes in the fuselage. Up front you would normally have the cockpit, which is the control room for the whole plane. It controls all the surfaces and things. In our planes, we have a simple one here. We have a wing, and the wings always are what provides the lift. Now, we may change the amount of lift by changing the configuration of the wings, but the wings provide the lift. We have the tail part of the plane here. We have the horizontal stabilizer. Horizontal stabilizer controls the pitch of the airplane. So it sets the main pitch. So the three parameters we want to talk about. We want to talk about pitch, up and down. We want to talk about yaw, rotation side to side. And we want to talk about roll. Okay? And the different parts of the aircraft are responsible for those. So the wing does the lift, which keeps it in the air. The horizontal stabilizer is the main thing that controls the pitch. The vertical stabilizer is the main thing that controls yaw and sets the basic function for yaw. And in addition to those are control surfaces, so things that we can use to change that. So I'll start with the tail here. The vertical stabilizer has a rudder on it, and that rudder allows us to control the yaw. So if we pull the rudder one way, the plane will slew to the left. If we pull the rudder the other way, the plane will slew. In this case, it'd be to the left, the other was to the right. On the horizontal stabilizer, we have the elevators. And the elevators are what you'll use to control the pitch. So if I pull the elevator up, it will create drag and force the nose of the plane up. If I push the elevator down, it'll push the nose of the airplane down. On the wings, now on our plane, this plane we don't have any, but on the wings we have control surfaces called ailerons. And the ailerons are on the trailing edge of the wing, and they can go up or down, and they allow us to control the roll of the aircraft. So if I were to push the one on the near side to you up, and the one on the far side down, the near side would force the wing down, the far side would force the wing up, and we would roll the airplane. And if you want to do a barrel roll, that's how you have to do it. You use the ailerons. Also, on the ends of the wings, on a commercial airplane, quite often, you'll see a little winglet. A little winglet is what helps minimize the drag. So the winglet controls the airflow, makes it go more smoothly across the wing of the airplane, and it actually minimizes the drag. When we're coming into a landing, we want to increase the drag, and we want to actually increase the lift so that we can go slower. So lift on an airplane generally depends on speed. So if you want more lift, you generally have to use more thrust to go faster. Well, when you want to land, you want as much lift as you can, but you also need to slow down. And so we have flaps on the airplane, and the flaps essentially increase the size of the wing. They extend out the back, kind of nearly like the ailerons, where the ailerons are, but they actually change the size of the wing, make it so you can get more drag, but so you can go slower, more drag and lift. There are also surfaces on the top which are called spoilers. On a commercial airplane, you'll see it when you're landing, that those spoilers lift up, and they also increase the drag, and they also can affect the roll. If you only raise one side up, of course, that'll force that side of the wing down. So they can control lift, drag, and roll. But primarily they're used, again, when we're landing to increase drag and also to change lift by changing the shape of the wing a little bit. So we've got the fuselage. We've got the cockpit. I forgot about the engines. We don't have any on this plane, but the engines, of course, provide the thrust. On this airplane, it would have mounted on top, but normally they're under the wing in most commercial airplanes. So fuselage, cockpit, where the controls are. Fuselage carries the load. The wings provide the lift. The vertical stabilizer controls yaw. The horizontal stabilizer controls pitch. The control surfaces are the rudder controls yaw, allows us to change it. The elevator controls pitch, allows us to change it. The ailerons control roll and let us, if we push one down and the other up, allow us to roll the airplane. And then flaps make the wing area larger, increase the drag, and allow us to get the same amount of lift when we're going slower. And then winglets on the end of the wings to minimize drag, to help the airflow. And then spoilers on the wing, and the spoilers, again, increase drag. They also change the lift. They tend to force the plane down. And if you only do one side, they can cause the plane to roll. Normally, they're run together, just like the elevator in this case is run together. Okay, those are the main parts. I hope you had fun with this video, and are going to have fun playing with your airplanes. Take care.